Daily bread, let's get it. You have heard that it was said, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Matthew 5th chapter, 27-28 verse. Let's not play around. Jesus said if you look at a woman with lust, you've already committed adultery with her in your heart. Same thing with the ladies. If you've looked at a man with lust, you've already committed adultery with him in your heart. What is lust? Sexual desire. Is sexual desire wrong? Not in the confines of marriage for a husband and wife, but when you do it outside of your marriage, and when you're doing it just for the pleasure of it, that's sin in the eyes of God. So let's be frank. If you're watching pornography, you're committing adultery with your eyes. Jesus said, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Whatever you are taking in through your eye gates will be manifest in your heart, and it will be manifest through your actions. If you want to honor God, do not commit adultery with your heart. I grew up in a neighborhood where all the guys were teaching me to look at the women with lust and just fulfill the lust of my flesh. All along, that was teaching me the opposite of what Christ wanted me to do. God is the God of life. He wants us to live. And the scripture says the soul that sins shall die. Committing adultery with the heart will produce death because it's sin. James 1:15 says, lust, when it has conceived, it produces sin. And sin, when it has conceived, it produces death. Now, how do you stop looking with lust? Okay, your eyes are gonna look, right? But if you see something that will cause you to lust, do that bounce back. You feel me? Do that bounce back. Don't spend more than 1 second looking at it, because when you dwell on it, then your heart starts to create sexual sinful desires for somebody that's not yours. Then you'll be committing adultery with your heart, and that dishonors God. Let's not play around, men. Let's not play around, women. This is a serious sin to the Lord, and let's live in integrity and holiness and honor God by honoring each other. Remember, when you look at somebody with lust, you're committing adultery with your heart. We don't have to do that. We can look to God and look to the hills whence comes our help. Our help comes from the Lord, and He will help you to live in a righteous and holy way. That way you won't dishonor Him, but you would honor Him. Remember to know Christ and make Him known.